All right, guys, apologies for the delay on the instant reaction to practice today, but as you can see, a little bit different scenery for this video. Honestly, it's been a whirlwind of a day, just a surreal experience. As you can see, I was credentialed. It's my first time ever being credentialed by the San Francisco 49ers, so feeling very grateful for this opportunity to be able to cover practice as a member of the media. And so just a lot of stuff going on, obviously just getting into the groove, trying to figure out where I go, where am I supposed to be, what can I do, just all those different things. The funniest part is I probably missed the best play of training camp today because I have my whole camera rig. So you have to take your camera rig back to the media room and then come back out to practice. And I was just late getting over there. And so I missed a bomb touchdown from Brock Purdy to Ricky Pearsall. I had to have like David Lombardi and Guy Haberman kind of fill me in on what I missed. Apparently Brock uncorked like a 50 yard pass, just moon ball, hit Ricky Pearsall in stride for a touchdown. So that was really cool. Ricky Pearsall, I think, did kind of aggravate his shoulder a little bit. So that will definitely be something that we have to monitor. Obviously, after practice, went into the press room where Kyle Shanahan spoke. And obviously, we understand what the biggest story is right now. It's all involving Brandon Aiyuk. So that was the, majority of the questions directed at him. And I'll talk about that in a second. But just kind of getting back to practice, some of the notes and the highlights from today, other than this just being like a really cool, surreal experience, being able to be out here and doing all this kinds of stuff, man. So today was a good practice because this was the first time we saw Jacob Cowing, rookie wide receiver out of Arizona, participate today. And he looked good, man. He had a touchdown. He had this one acrobatic catch against the sideline where it kind of reminded me of the acrobatic catch Ricky Pearsall had about a week ago in his first practice, I think it was, first or second practice. It basically hit him in the hands, like there was tight coverage on the play, and the ball pops up as he's falling to the ground, and he somehow is able to bring it back in against the sideline. So early look at Jacob Cowing, man. He looks good. And when we were watching the punt returners, it was Cowing and Trent Taylor. They were doing this thing where they hold one ball in their hand, and then as the ball from the punter is coming and they're going to catch it, they throw this one up, they catch the punt, and then they re-catch the ball they were holding. It feels like it's trying to like engage a certain reflex or something like that, certain concentration of paying attention to the ball that's being kicked at you while you throw up another ball and then re-catch it. I thought it was interesting. I hadn't noticed that before. So Jacob Cowing stood out. I would say D. Winters continues to stand out. D. Winters just flying all over the place. I'm not going to be surprised at all when D. Winters starts, maybe even plays more than DeAndre Campbell when it's all said and done, because D. Winters he's so fast. He reminds me of Dre Greenlaw in the sense of intensity, in the sense of speed, in the sense I'm getting Dre Greenlaw vibes from Winters. So I think Winters is absolutely taking massive steps forward. So it's really, really cool to see that developing and that situation play out. There were some solid plays on the day. You had, it was funny, I was standing right next to David Lombardi, and he's like, oh, check out this formation. And I look, and I'm like, oh, that is an interesting formation. You kind of have like Jordan Mason flanked out to the right. And I mean, you talk about wide open. Based on whatever look the defense was getting, it confused them. And Jordan Mason was wide open. Brock Purdy just right into the flat for a touchdown. It was a really, really nice play. You had Brock Purdy also throw a dot to Juwan Jennings on a quick out for a touchdown to Mooney Ward. Mooney Ward was in tight coverage. Juwan Jennings was able to bring it in for a touchdown. I saw one play where it looked like Kevin Givens would have gotten in for a sack, and Brock just kind of threw it away. Lenore had a really nice interception, like super clean the way he caught it, but it did appear to be a coverage sack. So Brock, it was just one of those where Brock let it rip. Deebo Samuel looks really good today. Deebo Samuel caught a really nice touchdown in the corner right end zone. Ambry Thomas in coverage. Definitely a little physical battle, a little hand fighting. But Deebo Samuel was able to create enough separation, square up to the ball, high point in the corner end zone, really nice touchdown. That was one of the last plays of team period. He also had another touchdown from Brock Purdy where he hits Juwan Jennings against the left sideline, and it was a muddy pocket. I was like, I don't know if he's going to be able to get the ball off. And then all of a sudden, you know how Brock changes his arm angles and he can adjust to be able to get the ball over defensive linemen. He somehow was able to like dip his shoulder and get this ball. Again, it was muddy, man. It was really muddy. I didn't think he was going to get the ball off. And the ball just goes, and only to where Juwan Jennings could get it, high points it, and it was a nice touchdown against the left sideline. So overall, solid day. Like I said, I was kind of in a bit of a whirlwind, just like being like, oh, okay, we're out here, we're on the sideline. Obviously talking to all the great people, John Dickinson from KMBR, Austin with KMBR as well, a couple of the PR people that are really nice, Lindsay, who works for the 49ers, Keanu, who works for the 49ers, just being able to talk to, all these people, seeing my guy Nigel out here, so many people. I saw Krug out here, chopped it up with Krug a little bit, so it's just really cool experience. My favorite part is I just kind of want to get into some of the footage I got from today, see what I was able to capture. Definitely just one of those things, right? Like where I've gotten into such a rhythm, doing what I normally do, how I cover practice. So this was all just new and just trying to figure out the flow and all that stuff. So that's why I'm a little late to get you guys my instant reaction to all this stuff. But like, even as you can see behind me, you got Levi's looking nice out here. So I want to get you guys a nice little look at that, a little shaky video. But as you can see, they're getting the field ready right now. And, this place is going to be rocking pretty soon. So can't wait for that. But overall, man, just plane. If you can't hear it, I'm sure you can hear it. But just overall, I think it's starting to sink in a little bit. I think you get into kind of a flow state, just trying to work through everything, and you realize, wow, I'm out here. This was one of the main goals that I set for myself when I started doing this 6-7 years ago. So this being the first time that I've been credentialed by the San Francisco 49ers was great. It was awesome. I've been credentialed to the Super Bowl. The first game I ever covered as credentialed media was the Super Bowl, but I don't know, something special about this, because this is something that I've definitely been working towards, a goal I've been pushing for. Obviously, whatever it is, I'm just grateful that I have this opportunity to be out here, be with, my peers, people that I look up to, people who do a phenomenal job at this. And it's just really cool, man. Like I said, I don't even think it's going to hit me until I get home, to be able to really let it soak in. But today has been a great day. It was a good day at practice. Pads were popping. Guys were flying around. No Nick Bosa, no Leonard Floyd. You still had a couple guys out. Christian McCaffrey, you probably saw the updates already, but he's going to be out with a calf strain. He's going to miss the whole preseason. So the Aiyuk situation is ongoing. I could see all the rumors and reports popping while we're at practice, and so we'll see what happens with that. Obviously, Kyle Shanahan spoke. He kind of talked about the situation. Kyle's not going to say anything. So there wasn't really anything that I took away from what Kyle had to say, just because it's a fluid situation. And when you're dealing with a potential trade, a player leaving a team, a new deal, it's hard to speak on something that hasn't happened yet. So, I took it as just things are still in the works. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know where BA is going to go. If he goes, does he come back? I don't know. So, still in a holding pattern with that. Nick Bosa spoke today. I asked Nick Bosa about Yetur Gross-Matos, just how he's fitting into the defensive line rotation. And he put an emphasis on Yetur just like really locking into the scheme. And we've heard this before. I think a lot of people think defensive line is plug and play. But if there's anything that we've heard about Chris Kasurik's wide nine scheme, you got to learn it. I mean, we've heard Javon Hargrave talk about how he has to learn the wide nine scheme. He's still learning it after being here for over a year. So guys like Yetur Gross-Matos, Nick basically said he's still getting up to speed. We're getting on him, but he's starting to grasp the scheme more, and just effectively talked about him like that. I think from a physical standpoint, I mean, Yetur was walking by doing autographs. Dude's massive, man. Dude is huge. Just built like, that's clearly an NFL player. But I'm excited about Yetur. I liked his answer, basically. And it also provides context of a guy who's learning the scheme, trying to pick it up, trying to be better at it. So I like that. I like it. I like where we're at with those guys. Defensive lines look good. Offensive line, same rotation. Pooney running with the ones. I didn't see much of anything else out there in that regard. But again, just monitoring the injuries. Hopefully Christian McCaffrey, again, isn't going to practice for a couple weeks. Isn't going to be available for preseason. So, going to be interesting. Yeah, they're making that grass look nice. But appreciate everyone for tapping in, and I'm out of here for now.